What it do, YouTube? That's your boy Listo, and right now I'm having a great day today, so I can actually analyze different kinds of things and shit like that. So in today's video, we're gonna talk about depression and this kind of state where you feel like if you feel alone, if you feel depressed, and you feel down, it's a feeling of emptiness, of course. So depression could be presented with that inner aggression, inner misunderstanding about yourself, inner shame that you really not all that. I'm gonna be explaining simply, so I don't want to be in that psychology terms, and it's simply that you're not liking yourself as a person, not liking the way your life is, and it's more about you're being functional, and in your head when you're depressed you're being dysfunctional. So on the contrary, these feelings provide you with a lot of, it's like if it's a I said I want to explain in simple terms, but so on the contrary is like a, if you have grandiosity, there's no other way how to describe it. So if you have grandiosity, this is like a mirror feeling. So this feeling is something that you're so way below of a human level, and all of them people who are living and doing something that you depressed and you want to change something in the moment, but you are being you don't have that opportunity. You know that it's impossible to change something in a second. So that's why it's all crumbles and itch. It's like itching in your brain and itching. And however, you can be depressed. And what's interesting, you can be depressed and still, kind of smile, do some mild activity, work or go to work or go to gym or something like that. But it's still, that lingers, the depression still lingers in the back of your mind. So this feeling, and I can describe it, so today I'm back from gym and I'm having that little free time. So I live with parents, I'm going to be I'm going to be speaking facts. I'm going to be speaking true things that I want to, build an image of somebody who's not me. I'm living with my parents. I'm 22. I'm living with my parents, and I'm back from gym. So my mom is out of town, and my pops is drive somewhere, and I don't know where. So I'm back from gym, and I'm lonely. I don't have nobody to to spend time with, and I'm back to home. Like, I'm going to the gym. I feel like all my past year, I'm really like a robot. I'm going to gym, back home, doing some freelance jobs, and etc. So it's just like nothing impressive and amazing. Even I'm driving a car today, and it's just like I'm listening to music. I don't want no drama, and that's where I find that little piece of happiness, or maybe just peace, the piece of peace. I found it, and where I was driving the car listening to music. I don't want to record no Instagram video. I don't want to think about who I can pick up on that car. I don't want to, and that's not my car. I don't want to go somewhere and buy something. And if you're confusing what is depression, you can think that, oh, you're so slow, and you're so you have no energy to do things. It's not. It's just like when you mature enough, or maybe even when you understand the fact that the world is still a lonely, stressful, uninteresting, boring, traumatizing place. But wherever you go, you're gonna be, if you're not lucky enough, your regular day gonna be, if you look at it this way, your regular day gonna be a survival. You're gonna go to a grocery shop. You're gonna be stumbled upon some fucking weirdo that gonna possibly ruin your day. You're gonna go to ATM. The ATM is not working. The world is a stressful thing to do. To live it and experience it. The society is a stressful thing. So if you have that back thought where you're thinking, oh, maybe I'm missing out something, bro, you're just not fulfilled with something that you have right now, and it's hard to accept it. It's hard to accept that you're on some term, you're kind of weird, and you kind of want to be a like a puzzle of all of that, be that the part of that and puzzle of that crazy ass making shit. You want to meet someone new randomly, or what you want to do, like what you actually want to do. Like, if you're depressed, think about what you actually want to change. Because if you're depressed and thinking that, I'm having no money, and why would you need money? I'm having no money. I want to go to a club and I want to go to buy a new car and I want to. It's so irrelevant, bro. Like it's definitely like the new car definitely worth it. But the how you think about that car, how you think about what you're gonna do with the car is immature, is childlike. So that's where the depression lingers from. And I feel like a lot of young people who is kind of aside from all the fun. I put it on in quotes. It's not fun. It's just like more crazy making things. People really find themselves in crazy making situations on some crazy ass parties with fucking narcotics and a lot of what I'm saying, women that can give you something freely. That is just insane to think that this is your whole life purpose. This is not who you are, bro. Like if you smart enough to understand that this world is definitely making you depressed. It's definitely that's the key and the goal to someone who's just controlling us. The goal is to make you miserable, because when you're miserable, you're easy to be controlled. You agree on everything. You don't care about anything. You gotta care. You gotta have that back thought. You gotta have that background noise of telling you, okay, and you still gotta be kind of check that reality. You gotta have that reality check where, okay, so maybe you have bad parents. My parents is ass, but I still got that, and that's gonna help me do that. But if you're childlike, you're gonna be like always like role playing. You know what I'm saying? But I do that a lot. I'm borderline and I role play very much. Why I say role play? Because it's inauthentic and on some terms that this is the only way my identity. So I have the big spread of identities, like numbers of identities, but I still have that rational voice that's telling me what to do and to not. So I'm not like the classic borderline, you know what I'm saying? And I still do have that, passion for something, for that peace and for something good. And I don't strive to drama. I don't look up to drama. I don't look up to, but why are you making yourself depressed then? So that's not you depressed. You find yourself depressed because the labels that the world is giving you is, so let's say it's like 10 different people, and 10 different people is not you. They have different brain, different view of the world, ideology. They look at you different. They know you different, and everyone is kind of labels you some kind of way. So your psyche is consists of that, representations of yourself. That's called introjects. So you craving to be loved. You craving to be to need, so somebody gonna be in need of you. You craving, but it's not actually like the full picture of who you are. It's that little part that lingers and telling you, that you were not all that. You actually a bad person because, you're sitting at home with your parents and you're not fucking no girl right now, and you're actually not social like that. It's just like it's a short period thought that's in your brain. Maybe the situation could be. So the depression episode or where you're down, this period could be way bigger and longer. Like it could be different for anyone, but it could be like 4 or 5 years or 6 years. But it's still gonna end at some time because that aggression, you'll understand that. But everyone, so that's happened to me, but everyone is against you. At this point, you have no other choice but to love yourself. That's an instinct and that's a survival tactic. So that's the only thing you have right now. So depression is actually craving to want to be dead. Craving because that's the only thing. So that's like a mimicry of being dead, the depression. Because to be alive, you have to accept the reality like it is. And you don't want to accept it because in that reality, you're not all that. Like you fantasizing in your brain. So you have to accept your all of that fragments. I don't care. You could be traumatized as like fucking twice as much. And you could be fucking... the situation could be way more like, what I'm saying, awful. You could be super broke, you could be like just like ugly, and you could be just like short, and you could be just like bro, like point blank. That's it. It's still the humans still gonna love what they are, because even that person sooner or later understand that this is not them people that telling him who he is. That's not authentic and real picture of what's going on. So as long as time goes, you will understand that, okay, even the ugliest fucking piece of a human being could be potentially a great businessman, a great musician, or what I'm saying, there's a lot of opportunities, bro. Not everyone is a model, and not everyone is. It's just like that envy that it crumbles in, and it's okay. The envy crumbles in. You understand that you have less chances to do so, and a lot of people go into that black pill communities with the toxic masculinity. And what they do, they cry. They blame shift and cry about girls and females. But that's not the issue, bro. The reality is not built on that. The reality is random. The reality is individual to peer to peer. It's individual and it's random. At the same time, it's kind of predictable. You know what I'm saying? So if you're ugly, you're ugly. You ain't gotta back your ugliness with a lot of nonsensical fucking narratives about females, because that's not true. Even though females can be, you know what I'm saying, psychopathic and shit like that, like I said. But it's still kind of weird that if you're not, you know what I'm saying, great in that topic, it doesn't mean that it's still a chance. If you want to do, you got to play the by the rules of the game. So this is like, it's super, it's hard to accept it. Like I said, it's hard to accept that the world is not fucking circling around you. So that's the main issue about the world and people that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people become like junkies. And I had the moment in my life where I was like smoking weed and was so much depressed, and still trying to, you know what I'm saying, I was listening to music, lying in my room, doing absolutely nothing, bro. Like absolutely. Just rotting every day for 3 months straight. Not even a month, bro. It was like a year maybe. That was awful, bro. That was super awful, because I even had the opportunity to go to office and do some interior design, but I was so dead. But that's not you see, by my experience, I understand that's not the issue, bro. The issue is with idealization, inner idealization of who you are. You know, you have to be smart about, and you have to look fucking deeply inside you and say, what's me and what's not? You know, what's actually me and what's other people's voices and society else. You know what I'm saying? That's social labels and different kinds of things, you know, because it's so random. When you look up what is I forgot what I wanted to say, bro. But it doesn't even matter, bro. There's a lot of corruption going on. If you look at what is capitalism, bro, it will make sense, because that's evil of the evil. Is evil, corrupted, dumb, and no positive chance, long-term chance for somebody to win in these situations. It's ups and downs, even on the big level with corporations and shit like that. So with the human, you can't be stable, like, but you have to differentiate from yourself or not yourself. What's driving you to wanna go and party, or what's driving you to go get some more money? What's driving you? And if you like honestly like answer those questions, but like just go sit right next to the mirror and just look it in your eyes and answer it. You could be depressed for 1, 2, 3, 5 days after realization that it was not you. But you can be even depressed for a year and 2 years. But finally, if you woken up and you accept it, and you will accept it, the depression gonna go away.